When not enough blood flows to the brain, the world begins to feel heavy. Your thinking slows, and you find yourself pausing mid-sentence, the right word hovering just out of reach. So many people dismiss this as a simple consequence of aging, a minor inconvenience to be accepted. But this is a signal you must not take lightly. It's the same feeling when a familiar name suddenly vanishes from your memory, or when you find you can no longer concentrate on the pages of a book you're trying to read. These are not just signs of fatigue. They are a terrifying warning that something is going wrong in the most critical part of your body. The delicate, thread-like microvessels, the tiny capillaries responsible for carrying life-giving blood to every corner of your brain, are beginning to clog. My name is Dr. Samuel Peterson. I am 90 years old this year. For more than 6 decades, I have been a physician, and in that long stretch of time, I have seen this truth confirmed in countless patients. If you ignore these small, early symptoms, you are setting the stage for irreversible diseases. Ischemic stroke, where a vessel in the brain becomes blocked, cerebral hemorrhage, dementia, Parkinson's disease, and other devastating neurological conditions. The brain is the command center of our entire existence. When it begins to fail, all the functions that make up our life slowly begin to shut down. But there is hope. Today, I want to teach you a definitive method that can help reverse this dangerous process. There are 2 very special fruits that, when eaten consistently every day, can help open up these clogged microvessels and restore the hardened, aging blood vessels of the brain to a state of youthful health, like that of a 20-year-old. This is not a theoretical claim. It is a method I have recommended to my own patients throughout my long clinical career, and I have witnessed its effects with my own eyes. You can trust this advice. Do not think it is too late. You must begin this habit today. It is the surest way to ensure a healthy and vibrant later life. Do you have any guess as to what these 2 remarkable fruits might be? Just a few days ago, a dear friend of mine, a man named Charles Miller, came to my clinic with a worried look on his face. Charles is the kind of man who has always prided himself on his robust health. He's lived his entire life with a sense of physical confidence. But recently, he told me, things had started to change. He was forgetting words more often, and his conversations were becoming fragmented, punctuated by frustrating pauses. He'd go to the grocery store and stand in the aisle, completely unable to remember what he had come to buy. This cycle of forgetfulness and wasted trips was repeating itself, filling him with a growing sense of anxiety. At first, he brushed it off as simple absent-mindedness, but as the symptoms worsened, a deeper fear took root. He worried that he might be in the early stages of a serious illness. We ran a comprehensive set of diagnostic tests. The results showed that the major blood vessels leading to his brain, the large arteries and veins, were clear and healthy. However, I suspected the problem lay deeper. My intuition, honed over 60 years of practice, told me that the tiny microvessels, the capillaries, were becoming significantly blocked. These vessels are so incredibly fine that they are often invisible in standard medical imaging, making their blockage a silent and insidious problem. I told Charles that instead of starting with a complex regimen of prescription drugs, we should begin with a small, simple change to his daily habits. The core of this change was to consistently eat 2 specific fruits every single day. He was skeptical at first. I could see the doubt in his eyes. A couple of pieces of fruit are going to fix this. He seemed to be thinking, but he was also my friend, and he trusted the sincerity of my advice. He agreed to follow the plan diligently for 1 month. A month later, Charles returned to my clinic. The worried expression was gone, replaced by a bright, energetic smile. It's truly remarkable. Samuel, he said, shaking his head in disbelief. My mind feels clear again. I'm not losing my words in the middle of conversations anymore. And when I go to the supermarket, my shopping list just pops right into my head. I feel alive again. It was a moment that reaffirmed a lesson I have learned time and time again. A single, small habit can bring about an immense and powerful change in our bodies. This story shows that a minor adjustment can be the first step in preventing a major disease and reclaiming a life of health and clarity. The information I am about to share can be of profound help in protecting your own precious health Therefore, I ask you to listen to this entire conversation, to understand the complete picture, and to consider how you can apply these principles to your own life. If you find this discussion valuable, the greatest reward for me is knowing that it has made a difference. By the time we are finished, you will understand the urgent reason why you must begin to change your habits, starting from this very moment. The revolutionary role of microvessels in sustaining brain cells. Our brain, more than any other organ, demands a constant and abundant supply of oxygen and nutrients. This is because the brain is the command center, tirelessly regulating every function in our body, from our heartbeat to our thoughts and memories. This vital supply of fuel is delivered through an intricate, three-dimensional network of microvessels, the capillaries that permeate every corner of the brain. Yet, when most people think about cerebrovascular health, they focus only on the large arteries and veins, the ones associated with major strokes. As was the case with my friend Charles, it is very common for individuals to experience symptoms like memory loss and brain fog, even when their major blood vessels are perfectly healthy. Charles received a diagnosis that he was not at immediate risk for a major stroke, but I knew intuitively that his fine microvessels were already beginning to clog. A capillary is so narrow, often less than 1/10 the thickness of a human hair, that it is frequently invisible in conventional scans. When these tiny vessels become blocked, the supply of oxygen and nutrients to the surrounding brain cells is cut off. This is when the first symptoms appear: a decline in memory, a loss of concentration, a general feeling of mental slowness. Therefore, managing your brain's vascular health is not just about the major arteries. It is, first and foremost, about caring for your microvessels. If you often feel that your mind is not as sharp as it used to be, or if your memory isn't what it once was, you must consider the health of your microvasculature. Do not dismiss these small symptoms. Do you ever consciously think about the health of these tiny, invisible blood vessels? The four culprits that clog our vessels and their solutions. The culprits that clog our blood vessels, both large and small, can be broadly categorized into four groups. They are the primary villains in this story: calcification, mucoid plaque, foreign matter, and excess fat. A longtime patient of mine, a 74-year-old man named Mr. Robert Davis, had a diet that was heavy in greasy foods and processed products. These dietary habits are a primary cause of vascular blockage. They lead to the accumulation of fat on the vessel walls and create thick, sticky blood, which forms the basis of mucoid plaque. As we age, another process occurs. Calcium can leach from our bones and deposit in our soft tissues, including our blood vessels, creating hard, brittle calcifications. Furthermore, the chemical additives found in processed foods can become waste products in the blood, contributing to the buildup of foreign matter. If you do not address and remove these four culprits, no other intervention, no matter how powerful, can be expected to produce a lasting, fundamental improvement. The first and most crucial step is to make a conscious effort to reduce your intake of sugar, unhealthy fats, and processed foods. The second step is to cultivate the habit of drinking a sufficient amount of water each day. Adequate hydration helps to purify the blood and prevents the formation of thick, sticky plaque. Without removing these root causes, you might experience temporary relief of symptoms, but the underlying problem will inevitably return. Have you ever tried to consciously reduce these four elements in your diet? SAN, the vascular janitor, the organic acids in lemon. The first of our two special fruits is the lemon. Think of the lemon as a powerful janitor for your vascular system, capable of scrubbing away years of accumulated grime. Lemons are rich in organic acids, primarily citric acid. These acids have a remarkable ability to dissolve the waste products and cholesterol deposits that cling to the walls of our blood vessels, helping to cleanse them. My friend Charles made it a daily habit to squeeze half a lemon into a glass of water and drink it first thing in the morning. When consumed on an empty stomach like this, the organic acids are absorbed more quickly in the gastrointestinal tract, and their beneficial effects are magnified. However, a word of caution is necessary. For individuals with a sensitive stomach or acid reflux, the acidity of the lemon can cause discomfort In such cases, it is best to dilute the lemon juice in a larger amount of water or to drink it after a meal instead of before. The key is consistency. Drinking a very diluted glass of lemon water every day is far more effective than drinking a highly concentrated glass only occasionally. This one small habit can initiate a profound cleansing of your body's entire vascular network. Sith, the vascular shield. The antioxidant power of lemon. Beyond its role as a vascular cleanser, the lemon also acts as a powerful shield, protecting our blood vessels from damage. Lemons are packed with potent antioxidant compounds, including vitamin C, vitamin A, selenium, and zinc. These antioxidants are essential for combating reactive oxygen species, more commonly known as free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that attack our body's cells, including the delicate cells that line our blood vessels, causing damage and inflammation. The antioxidants in lemons effectively neutralize these free radicals, protecting our vessels. The reason my friend Charles felt his mind become so much clearer after just 1 month was, in large part, because these antioxidants had gone to work, reducing the inflammation that had accumulated in his brain's blood vessels. Furthermore, the peel of the lemon is rich in a class of compounds called flavonoids. These substances help to strengthen the blood vessels and promote healthy circulation. Therefore, when you consume lemon, it is beneficial to use the peel as well. You can do this by grating some zest into your water or food. However, it is crucial to wash the peel thoroughly to remove any potential pesticides or contaminants. Using baking soda and water is an effective way to do this. Woo! The inflammation firefighter. The pomegranate. If the lemon is the janitor that scrubs our vessels clean, then our second special fruit, the pomegranate, is the firefighter that extinguishes the flames of inflammation within them. Pomegranates are exceptionally rich in powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compounds, particularly polyphenols and flavonoids like punicalagins. These substances are incredibly effective at reducing inflammation in the brain's blood vessels, which helps to soften arteries that have become stiff and hardened over time. One of my patients, a 72-year-old woman named Mrs. Eleanor Vance, had struggled with high blood pressure for many years. I recommended that she start drinking a glass of pure pomegranate juice every day. After 2 months, she came back to my office, overjoyed. Her blood pressure had stabilized significantly. The potent antioxidant compounds in the pomegranate are a great aid in lowering blood pressure. When consuming pomegranate, it is most beneficial to drink the juice, preferably one that has been pressed with the seeds. This is because the seeds are a rich source of phytoestrogens, plant-based compounds that are particularly beneficial for postmenopausal women. However, pomegranates are also high in natural sugars, so patients with diabetes must be mindful of their intake and consult with their doctor. Lou, the nutrient supplier. The special role of pomegranate. The benefits of the pomegranate extend beyond its antioxidant power. The phytoestrogen compounds in pomegranates also help to increase the absorption rate of calcium, and they aid in the detoxification of harmful substances within the body. Mrs. Vance, the patient who saw her blood pressure improve, had also suffered from painful joints. She reported that after consistently drinking pomegranate juice, her joint pain had also lessened. This is because the pomegranate was helping her body to better utilize calcium, thereby supporting not just her vascular system, but her bone health as well. Health is not something that can be achieved with a single, heroic effort. It is built from the small habits that we stack one on top of the other, day after day. Therefore, it is important to consume pomegranate consistently, a small glass each day. If you are trying it for the first time, start with a small amount to ensure you do not have an allergic reaction. C. The habit of smart oil selection to protect your brain. The oil we use for cooking every day has a significant impact on our brain's vascular health. Many people know that sesame oil can be healthy, but it's important to understand the distinction between types. Toasted sesame oil, which gets its rich flavor from being processed at high temperatures, can generate a large number of free radicals. These free radicals are the very culprits that damage our blood vessels and cause inflammation. For the sake of his brain health, My friend Charles switched from using toasted sesame oil to using a cold-pressed perilla seed oil. Perilla oil is exceptionally rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are known to improve blood circulation and help soften the blood vessels. After making this switch, Charles also noticed that his blood pressure became more stable. A wonderful way to consume perilla oil is to mix it with a little soy sauce to create a simple dressing for vegetables. However, it's critical to remember that oils like this are delicate and prone to oxidation. It is best to buy them in small quantities and consume them while they are fresh. Have you checked what kind of oil you are currently using in your kitchen? A deeper look at the dangers within, beyond these simple habits, to truly protect your brain's blood vessels, you must understand another, more insidious danger occurring within your body. Let me explain in more detail some of the evolutionary content you might have missed. Free radicals. The starting point of brain vessel damage. Our brain consumes a disproportionate amount of energy compared to the rest of our body. It is like a power plant that never shuts down. Brain cells primarily use carbohydrates for fuel, and in the process of generating this energy, a byproduct is inevitably created. Free radicals. Free radicals are toxic, unstable molecules that damage our cells through a process called oxidation. When we are young, our bodies have robust systems for neutralizing and removing these free radicals, but as we age, these systems become less efficient. The free radicals that are not removed in time launch a sustained attack on the brain's blood vessels. They cause chronic inflammation, which leads to the hardening and narrowing of the vessel walls. It is like rust accumulating inside an old drain pipe, slowly obstructing the flow of water. As a result, the supply of oxygen and nutrients to the brain cells is impaired. If you combine this natural aging process with a diet high in spicy and salty foods, the production of free radicals is accelerated even further. This damages not only the blood vessels but also the brain's nerve cells, eventually leading to memory loss, loss of concentration, and serving as a direct cause of serious diseases like dementia and stroke. The food we eat and the habits we keep have a direct and profound impact on our brain's health. Calcium's detoxification role. The calcium we consume does more than just build strong bones and teeth. It also serves a vital detoxification function, helping to clean our blood. Calcium has the ability to bind to toxins, free radicals, the hard calcifications that clog vessels, the sticky mucoid plaque, and even microplastics and heavy metals, helping to escort them out of the body. As we age, our ability to absorb calcium from our food decreases. To compensate, our body begins to draw calcium out of our bones. When we are deficient in calcium, this vital detoxification process weakens, allowing toxins and waste products to accumulate in our blood and throughout our bodies. Pomegranates, as we've discussed, contains special compounds that help to increase the absorption rate of calcium. These compounds ensure that calcium is stored in the bones where it belongs, while simultaneously helping it to do its job of removing harmful substances from the blood. Thus, the pomegranate is not just a simple fruit, it is a vital shield for our brain's blood vessels. The importance of omega-3 fatty acids and perilla oil. As mentioned, the cooking oil we use daily has a major impact. Toasted sesame oil, processed at high heat, create lipid peroxide, harmful compounds that generate free radicals and cause inflammation. On the other hand, cold-pressed perilla oil is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These omega-3 seconds help to dissolve excess fats in the blood, improve circulation, reduce vascular inflammation, and support the activity of our immune cells. Because perilla oil is sensitive to heat and light, it should be stored carefully and is best consumed raw. Use it as a salad dressing or drizzle it over dishes after they have been cooked. The hidden danger of salt. Free radical generation. Salt is an essential mineral, but in excess, it can be a poison. When high concentrations of salt enter our body's cells, it activates specific metabolic processes to regulate osmotic pressure. A harmful byproduct of this process is the creation of free radicals. These free radicals directly damage the brain's blood vessels and nerve cells, increasing the risk of dementia and stroke. The World Health Organization recommends a daily salt intake of less than 5 grams. However, due to our modern diet of broths, stews, and processed foods. Most people consume far more than this. Reducing your daily salt intake is one of the most fundamental and important habits for protecting your brain's vascular health. Simply cultivating the habit of eating less salty food can make a huge difference. The Tree of Life. A final reflection. The circulatory system in our body is like a magnificent tree. The large blood vessels are like the thick trunk and major roots that anchor the tree and sustain its life. But if the fine, delicate root hairs, the ones that stretch deep into the earth to absorb nutrients, fail to do their job, the entire tree will eventually wither and become diseased. The health of your brain's blood vessels is the same. So many people fear only the major vascular diseases like a massive stroke, but it is the management of the tiny microvessels, the ones that directly feed your brain cells, that will determine the quality of your later years. When these capillaries get clogged, it begins with subtle symptoms, a feeling of mental fog, a slight dip in memory. But if left unchecked, it can lead to the irreversible and terrifying diseases of dementia and neurodegeneration. In my 60 years of practice, I have confirmed time and again that the two most effective tools for restoring brain vascular health are lemon and pomegranate. These two fruits are more than just health foods. They are like two faithful guardians for our brain. The lemon acts as a powerful janitor, scrubbing away old waste products. Its organic acids dissolve the stubborn plaque of cholesterol and fat, just like a powerful cleaner removes scale from an old pipe. Its antioxidants neutralize the free radicals that cause inflammation. The pomegranate is the firefighter that extinguishes that inflammation, and it is the nutrient supplier that ensures the health of our bones. Its polyphenols soften hardened blood vessels and stabilize blood pressure. Its phytoestrogens enhance calcium absorption, helping to detoxify the blood and even ease the pain of arthritic joints. Together, these two fruits work in different yet complementary ways to protect and rejuvenate our brain's vascular system. Beyond these fruits, we must be mindful of our daily staples. High-heat oils can burden our vessels, while cold-pressed omega-3 rich oils can help to heal them, and reducing our salt intake is a simple but profound way to protect our brain cells from damage. You might be thinking, there's no way a couple of fruits and a few habit changes can cure a disease. But what my 65 years of clinical experience has taught me is that our bodies do not break down all at once. Bad habits, like ants building a mound, slowly and silently construct a disease. Conversely, good habits, when practiced daily, slowly and surely build a body of health. If you ignore this advice, the days of mental fog will continue. Your memory will grow dimmer, and you will eventually lose the joy of life. But if you begin these small practices today, you can once again experience the feeling of waking up with a clear head, of having a mind that is sharp and agile. Small changes create big results. Let me give you the simplest possible action you can take. Starting right now. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, squeeze half a lemon into a glass of water and drink it. Then, before lunch or dinner, drink a small glass of pure pomegranate juice. In your kitchen, replace your toasted sesame oil with cold-pressed perilla oil. And when you season your food, make a conscious effort to reduce the amount of salt. These small changes will be the first step in reclaiming the health of your brain's blood vessels